Let's face it, life isn't easy. If you're stuck in a bad relationship, betrayed or afraid of tomorrow, financially insecure, or desperate for a breakthrough, you've come to the right place. Dr. Katherine Harra is a renowned psychologist, intuitive, relationship expert, and best-selling author, and she's here to give you the miracle guidance you need. Miracle Guidance for Everyday Life offers profound wisdom, practical advice, daily exercises, and empowering predictions, all for you. Dr. Harra's show aims to eliminate everyday problems, big and small, with topics like healing your relationships, reclaiming your power, achieving better health, dealing with loss, and so much more. Regain the joy, stability, and fulfillment you deserve to feel. Tune in to Miracle Guidance for Everyday Life with host Dr. Katherine Harra and find the answers you've been looking for.
Hello, everybody. So excited to be with you. I was actually missing being on On Time Radio with Christopher and this amazing team at On Time. I'm Dr. Katherine Harra. I don't know if you remember me, but I've been with you for a number of years. And I took a break as my granddaughter was born, so I had to help my family. But here I am back on the show and ready to answer all your questions. As you know very well, I'm a psychologist. I studied medicine at Cornell. I'm right now a student at Harvard College of Medicine studying cancer and autoimmune disorders. But I'm here helping you with different topics that have to do with relationship because I consider myself a relationship expert. And for that reason, I'm going to talk today about my newest book that is called Plus One, The Numerology of Relationship. And I want to tell you, I'm very proud of this book because it reached #1 at Amazon a week ago and is doing pretty well. And is a unique book that explores the art of human bond through the lens of numerology. So many people are always asking me questions. Why am I married to this person? Is this person the right for me? So over the span of so many years, like 30 years, I countless, many thousands of people with helping them, to figure it out, their relationship and get the relationship they deserve. So I believe that we are, connected in so many ways, but we need to know who's our match. Because we live in a world when 50% of marriages end up in a divorce. So we need to find the right partner that can help us improve our life. And you probably ask me why numerology is helping us with relationship? Absolutely, because numbers are the language of the universe and they are the medium through which spirit speaks to us and encourage us and warn us and remind us of our nature. And because numbers are a form of energy which translate into thoughts, energy, emotion, they are externalized in relationship with others. Plus One is a book that examines many ways in which numbers play a role in behavior in human archetypes. So you can find this book everywhere, by the way. You can find it on Amazon, anywhere books are sold. But I want to tell you a little bit about what an archetype is. Archetype can be calculated numerologically, believe it or not, and I'm actually blending to teaching numerology and psychology because they have a symbiotic relation. They complement each other. And your numbers actually reveal your human archetype because they have a lot to do with your personality traits, and everything within the number defines the way you express yourself energetically. So you actually take the month when you're born, the day when you're born, and the year when you're born. And probably you heard this in numerology, you reduce everything to a single digit because numbers come from 1 to 9. If, for instance, you were born on a day of 22, which is actually a master number, or a day of a 26, 2 plus 6 is an 8. On a day of 16, 1 plus 6 is a 7. You add the numbers together. You're born under 12 months, 1 plus 2 is 3. So you have the energy of 3. If you're born in 1950, 1 plus 9 plus 5 plus 0 equals a 6. So every year when you're born, every number, every day when you're born, every number symbolizes something. Imagine a reverse pyramid. A reverse pyramid imagine a woman giving birth. The body becomes a reverse pyramid. If you sit in a yoga position, your body becomes a pyramid. So to calculate your energy when you're born, This is the way you do it. You take your reverse pyramid, you put a number, the month, a day in one corner, the year in another corner, reduce everything to a single digit, and you get one number. That actually number corresponds to a way of expressing yourself. So numerology and psychology have this kind of a symbiotic relationship. One stems from the other's person divine code, and whatever stems from there requires psychological interpretation. And a psychological interpretation is analyzing a person's way of thinking and how they express themselves according to the number they have. I personally use numerology as a psychological instrument to interpret somebody's personality. Because why does everybody have different personalities? Our personality is shaped in two ways, by our divine DNA, which we get as we entered in this world, and by our divine codification, which we also receive when you are born. So these are all things that blend together, and they mold your character, the way you express yourself. So the impact of numerology comes full circle. Our numbers are responsible for the way you think, for significant events that we experience, for our life overall, for the frame of our life. The benefit of numerology is that it can explain how a person does the thing he does, while the payoff of psychology is that it can explain why he does what he does. So you see, there's a way to complement. There's a conjunction with these two studies. They explain each type of individual and the behavior of the individual. Now, these two studies came by the same time, 2,500 years ago. The father of mathematics, Pythagoras, and the father of psychology, Plato, they create this in different ways, but blend it together. This is what we got. You got +1. The word archetypes comes from the Greek word archeim, which means original, and typo means pattern. So in other words, you have a specific archetype that is your original pattern of behavior. Now, so the theory of forms that Plato created was actually interpreted by Carl Jung and translated in psychology as archetype. When I studied psychology, I studied of human archetype. And then I started to be interested in blending these two sciences and creating a book that actually explains you how different life path is a different archetype. So for instance, you're a number 1 in numerology, you're an independent, you're a number 2, you're an introvert, you're a number 3, you're an extrovert, you're number 4, you're a realist, you're a number 5, you're a free spirit, you're a number 6, you're a hopeless romantic, you're a number 7, you're a spiritual seeker, you're a number 8, you're a workaholic, you're a number 9, you're a well-rounded one. So when you reach the number 1, we finally get to the ideal archetype. So I would love to describe to you all these archetypes. I would love to go in great depth. I also want to take your calls. And if you have any questions about relationship, about your archetype, about who you are, what is your numerology saying about you in terms of defining your human archetype, I'm going to take your calls. And I know I do have some people already. I have Julia, Katherine from Florida, Perry from Queens, and some other people. Feel free to hold on the line because I'll be with you in a minute. But I want to tell you that every single archetype is so different. And by the way, before I go and a little bit define the archetype, I want to know that I'd love for you to join me on social media, even on TikTok. I was telling Christopher, I have 400,000 people that like me. On Facebook, I have 200,000 people. Everywhere, people who join me. So I invite you to be part of the Carmen Harra family. So the number 1 is an independent person who's independent and he wants to sit on his own feet. He is seldomly listening to other people. He's not going to sacrifice his independence for anything and anyone else. This is somebody who definitely can succeed. He's a leader. He's very much on his own. So number 1, has a lot to do with he's celebrating freedom, has a lot to do being reluctant to be in a relationship. If you get involved with the number 1, you will see he's so reluctant to be with somebody because he holds true his love for his independence. He wants to be very disciplined, very well organized. Number one is proudly carving his path through life, and he's liking the sense of authority, autonomy that is so significant for them. So apart from being influenced by his life path, the independent sense have a strong sense of self-discipline. He wants to be successful. He wants to work very hard. He wants to be happy. But many times, his childhood has been affected by, this codification. I give you my husband was the number one. He was the most independent guy. His life was affected by the loss of his mother. So look into your own life and see whether any of this definition have anything to do with the number one, or you being a number one. So I want you to understand that the archetypes are very, very significant for all of us, because we get to know each other. And knowing itself is power. Self-knowledge is power. In your life, if you know who you are, the way you're going to express yourself, if you know who your partner is, what kind of a characteristic he displays, it's going to be way easier to go through life, to carve your life, to get the most of life. So you just have to understand that there are archetypes that match specific archetypes. So what my book does, it explains to you who's your match, who's good for you, who's not good for you, what to expect from a specific relationship, how many relationships exist, how you navigate through a relationship, with the ideal way to express yourself in a relationship. So it makes you become fully aware of the kind of a connection that exists between you and your significant other. It explains to you why you went through the divorce, why that partner was not good for you. So like talking about the independent, he builds so many emotional walls around him. The independent will like to be involved with somebody, but those walls of protection are not going to allow him to do it. He associates yourself with a strong sense of commitment towards his work, commitment to his own well-being, to his own capacity. So this personality type controls feelings very well and doesn't show weakness. That's why number one is the sun energy, is the center of the universe, is the leader. So the way he comes across, he comes as an approachable guy, as somebody who's very sociable, very nice, but at the other side, he's stubborn, he's independent, he's inaccessible, he's tough, he wants to do things his way. And I've seen this in my 27 years of marriage with my husband. I've seen all of these characteristics of the number one. Him being concerned to meeting his own needs, but in a relationship you adjust to each other. And what I've learned through studying psychology and studying numerology is that actually 1 and 9 match each other. I match my husband perfectly. We were something that is called a karmic relationship, even somehow soulmates. We spent our life together till my husband passed away, so we were indestructible together. As much as he displayed all these characteristics, I'm telling you. So I give you my example just to have an idea how to interpret somebody. But what I want you to know is that I want you to take your birthday, the month, the day, and the year, and reduce it to a single digit and tell me what number you get. And if you're a specific number, tell me what archetype you think you are based on everything I gave to you. So, is interesting to be able to evaluate the personality traits, because the personality traits have a lot to do with your weaknesses, your strength, the way you present yourself, the way you navigate through your life. What are your weaknesses? Again, where is that you're very powerful and strong, and how big is your capacity to love? How big is your capacity to commit? So I underline a little bit the number one, the archetype, to see how complex human archetype can be. And you have to look in the complexity. If you really want to be in a relationship that is your match, then you have to look into the archetype of the individual you are about to get married to, or you are about to build a life with. So the independent can be in many ways very introverted in his thoughts, in his ambition. He doesn't necessarily share that with you. And as I said, he prioritizes his work. So if any of you is an independent, let me know. And, we going to number two. Number two is an introvert. He's a very emotional. He holds on to his feelings, his emotion. He wants to make peace. He wants to mitigate relationship. He is not conflictual. He's very much into resolving issues and feuds and conflicts. Just completely different understanding of the world than the independent. He is not so aggressive in the way he expresses himself. He's more mellow. He's much calmer. He's more adaptable to things, and he wants to work harder in a relationship. He will put much more effort, more visible effort. The extrovert, the number three, think of number three like people like Jennifer Lopez. I'm just giving you an example. I think Barbara Streisand, Hillary Clinton, a lot of people that are number three, they are the extrovert. They want to be on the stage. Life is to express emotion, to express feeling. Very creative. Number three are people who have tremendous creativity. That's why majority of them, they actually in the creative field. Majority of them, they actually performer or in the public eye. So number four, think of number four, the people that are very realistic, very much into themselves, probably a little bit narcissistic. Think of Donald Trump. Number four, people who have a lot of money, Oprah Winfrey, Bill Gates, people who are number four, people that have this financial power, because four is the elements of the four level of creation: earth, water, fire, air, that exists in the human body. Also, a house has four corners. That's why real estate is written in the forehead of Trump, who's a number four, and money is written on his forehead. And money rules his life, and money rules the vision of the universe for people like this. On the other hand, the other numbers play a role, in defining the human archetype, but primarily the number one, the divine codification, that plays a major role. Number five is a free spirit. A free spirit will leave you in the middle of the road. He promised to get married, and he's gonna ghost you, disappear, vanish, because he's way too afraid to give up. His independence is everything he cares about. Look at Angelina Jolie. People get married a number of times if they're number five, and they never stay in a marriage. Sooner or later, they will leave that marriage. No matter how many kids they have, no matter what's going on, independence for them is everything. They will have a very hard time finding the right partner. And Brad Pitt was a number four. How is he going to match a number five? That's very hard to, so it's predictable. The book in a way is predictable in showing that number doesn't match that number. So what are we going to expect? Sooner or later, a divorce or a compromised relationship. My book does talk in great length about the type of relationship that you might get into. It defines 7 major types of relationship. My book also talks about the emotional self, how to handle feelings in a relationship, which is also extremely, extremely important, But coming back to number 3 a little bit, I want to tell you the extroverts are very bold, are very much in the spotlight. Extroverts are also workaholic and very needed to be applauded, to be appreciated. But they are the life of the party. They will always, in a way or another, attract attention and be somehow in the public eye, or be creative in whichever way they camouflage, whatever is inside, versus the introvert who are very sensitive and very how should I say, very much revealing their emotions. now I'm gonna jump again to the next number. That was number 6. Number 6, that is actually the hopeless romantic. Somebody who's in love with love. That's pretty much it. People that are number 6 are hopeless romantics. They are, um, they suffer a lot through love, because it's very hard to find another hopeless romantic that will be actually your match. And if a hopeless romantic gets involved with somebody who's a free spirit, or gets involved with somebody who's an independent, then the hopeless romantic will definitely suffer at the end of the day. But just to remember that, as I said, every single archetype, the book defines in a complexity of the archetype. And I want you to find out what's your code, then read the chapter in the book that describes you. And if you say, well, that's not really me, which can actually happen too, that you're not finding yourself, it means that you are you have other influences of other archetypes that might exist within you. We change, we transform, and sometimes we become more flexible, more adaptable, and change our personality traits. That's also possible. And number 7 is a very intelligent person. Number 7 is a spiritual seeker. Number 7 are people who usually struggle a lot in relationship. Look at Princess Diana, look at Kennedy, look at Marilyn Monroe, look at many other examples that I can give you of people who are number 6, who went through a very hard emotional life, through a difficult family life, but extremely bright, intelligent, and very intuitive, extremely intuitive. Number 8, the workaholic, somebody that prioritizing money. We live in 2024. That's a number 8. It's a money year, money that affects the financial energy in the universe. Number 8 has a lot to do with money, with working very hard to generate money. You prioritize the financial energy. And number 8 are people who usually are lucky to have a pretty long life. Now, again, the book describes it in great length. It shows you the connection that exists between you being a number 8 and any of the other numbers. Where is your match? Who you should look for? What kind of relationship you should get into? Now, number 9 is the final archetype, the last one in a group of 1 to 9, because numbers are from 1 to 9. And all the others, you reduce them to a single digits. And that's the ideal archetype. The archetype that is very profound, that the characteristic, in the way this archetype manifests, he's putting all of those, everything from the other archetype into one. It is more complex. It's more, how should I say, more caring, more loving, more out there, more of it, more a little bit of everything. I'm gonna go now and try to take some calls, because I would love to see who's calling me. And I will take the first caller, which is actually Julia, which I used to speak with a long time ago. I haven't heard from her in a long time because I was not on the show. So my lovely Julia, how are you, my dear? And welcome to my show again.
Oh, thank you, Carmen. And you have to know that we also have been missing you here on the radio. It's been a long time.
It's been a long time, yeah. Well, my daughter,
I hope you are well, by the way.
I haven't been for 8 months on the radio, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm so glad that you are back. Really glad.
And I'm very excited and happy to speak with you, my lovely Julia. So ask me your specific question. I will ask you first if you have a chance to read my book, to look through my book, or no.
Yeah. Okay, so I have one specific question in my mind. So in few months, I'll be stepping into my personal year number 1. And will my finances get a real improvement this time? Like real, not like now?
What and the number 9 is not good for the finance. But number 1 is the year that opens doors to a new life cycle. Whatever happens is the number 1 is when the universe opens doors, where you're in the number 1. You have most chances that any other year for you to start fresh, to have a new beginning, to break through something that hasn't been working right for quite a number of years. Let's say, okay, look at your life and the last 9 years were not exactly the way you wanted, or you didn't achieve what you wanted. I can definitely tell you 100% that that will only happen as you step in the 1 year. But whatever you do in the year 1 will impact your life for the next 12 years. So let's say you marry in the year 1, you marry in the right time. You get a new job in the year 1, you get in the job in the right time. You decide to buy a house, you're buying the house in the right time. Because the universe at the beginning of a life cycle supports your action. What kind of a number you are? What's your numerology? What's your divine codification?
Yeah, I'm a number 3.
You're
Number
a 3. So you so outspoken, you so alive, you're so creative. You like to interact. That's why you come on the radio. You have no fear of being on the radio. A lot of people said, I don't want to be on the radio, but you have no problem with that. If you go somewhere, you attract everybody's attention. You have a tremendous amount of creativity. You're very open, very direct, very needy to be noticed. You know, you want to be acknowledged. You don't want to be left behind, which is a quality. You need to work on your creativity more to see what is exactly that you can do to express your creative energy. Do you do something to express your creative energy in any ways?
Yeah, I started last week a bachata course because I've been missing dancing so much.
Good. You know, I dance too. I love
Yeah, I know.
music. I was a singer for many years of my life because creativity for me is everything, and that's why I write book, because of creative energy. That's why I speak on the radio, because of creativity. So yeah, with you, I feel the same way, that going back to dancing is great. If you can expand that and create your own dancing studio or be more independent, that's another option to go. But do you have any specific? So the year 1 is fabulous. Pay attention to every second of the year 1 and use it in your favor, to your own benefit.
Okay, I hope it's gonna be so. I truly hope.
You can all. Are you in a relationship? If you don't mind me asking.
Yeah, no, I'm single.
So because you're single, and probably that's why I expected you to tell me no, is to pay attention to the year that's coming, that starts the door to a new life, when that someone new, totally new, will come into your life. And that looks like probably the most positive relationship you've ever had. But I want you to look back, if you have any wounds, if you have anything unresolved, if you have any memories that you need to erase, to delete from your consciousness, that has to do with your past.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
think of that. Think of that for a second. Think of that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
So
Carmen.
think of, okay, there's
so much.
somebody
Thank you so much,
I never felt I am connected to, or I try to charge my computer because it's dying. But try to find someone in your life to allow, in other words, to allow yourself to open the door to the new person and revisit everything that has happening in the past that you need to detach, to remove, to let go, to erase. Because if you hold on to scenarios, moments of your past that were not healthy, then you hold on to that pain, and that's gonna be reflected in the new relationship. It's exactly like somebody who wants to heal, but you still have a bug in your system. As long as that is in your system, you're not fully healed. So I want you to fully heal from whatever happened, so that you can have a new, fresh start in the immediate future, as you enter one of the most powerful years for you yet to come.
Lovely. Thank you so much.
I love you.
Great to talk to you again. I love you so much. Bye.
I love you. Bye. Okay, I'm gonna go and talk to a lovely, lovely lady that I haven't been talking to her in a long time, to Katherine. Hi, my lovely Katherine. How are you, my dear?
I'm fine, Carmen. How are you doing?
Oh my God, I'm so excited to hear you. I haven't heard you in a long time also, because I haven't been on the radio. But I'm doing great, and I know about.
We missed you for sure.
How are you doing?
Yeah. I'm okay. I was doing pretty good for quite a while, but the last I would say, a couple months. I've just, I don't
Mhm.
know, I've had a lot of brain fog, anxiety,
Mhm.
craziness, and then there's like some sadness and stuff coming up, and a little bit of anger, and I don't know, just things coming up from the past. And then all
Mhm.
the things I've been doing, everything has just been delayed for weeks and weeks. So I don't know. It's just like, it's a strange place. So I don't know what you see coming up or what else.
Tell me first, did you do your divine code? Do you know your number?
Yes, my number's 4.
4. So you're very much a realist. You're very much with the feet on the ground. You have enormous financial potential that you should use. And what's the month and the day you born?
November 21st.
November 21st. So that is a 2 plus 3. That's a 5 plus 8. So you are gonna enter the year 4. So you, because you're a number 4, you entering the year 4. That's a point in your destiny from November to November of the next year. That means opening huge doors for yourself, and you have to work on to being more flexible to the people in your life. Is there someone in your life right now?
You talking romantically? No.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I lost my husband a few years ago.
Okay, so you still have the wounds because it hurts. I know what it is. It happened to me too. So if you went through that, that's a very traumatic, painful experience that can lead to post-traumatic stress disorder, because what you are telling me you experience sounds like a trauma. Sounds, all that anger, all
Oh,
those emotions have a lot to do with something that happened to you a while back. It could have happened 2 years ago, but the effects are felt now. You felt the pain, you feel the struggle, the suffering you're feeling right now.
right. Okay.
So
Yes.
that being said, is that explains sometimes the manifestation of insatisfaction, depression, all of that. And it's also, you put a wall around you, a wall of your pain that doesn't allow you to see anyone else. You understand? So you would love to bring someone else in, but you're having a hard time doing it because you display this post-traumatic stress in everything that's happening. You have to snap out, and you have to force yourself to bring someone else in. And as you stepping into the year 4, I anticipate that any time around October, November, all the way down to June of 2025, you will actually be in a different relationship. And I have an intuitive thing in my mind. I always allow my intuition to tell me what we think might happen. In my opinion, I see you involved in a relationship with somebody who's a doctor in a medical field, somebody who's lighter hair, somebody who has a uniform. My mind visualizes someone for you that actually has an A or a D name. I have immediately something that I think your mind sends to me to interpret, probably something that exists in your reactive side of the brain. There's definitely something there for you. You just have to open up your big eyes, and see it.
Okay.
So
Okay.
you're
Yeah.
about,
Yeah.
as
I
you
think I'm
enter the
still pretty
karmic
guarded.
year 4 is karmic, and it's a point in your destiny because you enter the personal year 4, but you are also a 4. So numerologically, when your numerology coincides with the same year you're going through, the same personal year, is called point in your destiny. When your destiny is definitely acknowledging, it's in a turning point. It's in a turning point. And I really believe that.
Okay.
And who has a name like John, James, or J sound of a name? Does this ring any bell for you?
Brother-in-law and father-in-law is John,
Mm-hmm.
and a cousin James. Yeah.
Yeah, there's something about those names. Just pay attention around you. It might be that you meet this man, I'm telling you, through one of these people, or in a total unplanned circumstance.
Okay.
so that you
Okay.
this is an extra information that you can use in order to become more aware of who might be coming into your life. But definitely I'm
Okay.
pointing towards the timing of it, and the timing is as you're coming closer to the year 4, which is in November, is then when you meet. It can happen even earlier. It can even happen in 3 months or in 3 weeks or in 3 days. But it's more becoming obvious and more clear to you as you're coming closer to the fall.
Okay.
So I'm kind of stretching the time a little bit to show you. So that's going to be done. Take care of your state of mind and make yourself happy again. Are you taking anything for the symptoms that you have? Anything natural?
No, I was taking a few supplements, but I don't know if I was taking too many because I started to feel
What are you
sleepy.
really taking? You can tell me.
Well, it was, vitamins, probiotics, stuff like that, but also
Probiotics
collagen,
have nothing necessarily to do with the mental energy, but if you take
no,
Travacor, if you take L-theanine, if you take GABA, if you take taurine, those are really having something to do with your mental stability in a sense of making you break through.
I do Prevagen, yeah.
Prevagen is not a Travacor. Those are different things. So take something that is called Travacor. It's developed by neuroscience. It's the best natural antidepressant that exists out there in the medical field. I'm teaching a course in medicine right now. If you want to join me, and any of you guys listening, if you want to join my course in medicine, you can do so by going to my website, carmenharra.com. You see, I have a course, and I try to teach people. I also give people a diploma in medicine. You become a specialist. I want to show you, by the way. I don't know if you see me live or you're on the phone, but for everybody who sees me, I give this diploma. I'm associated with the medical institute in Miami, so I can give you a diploma that can help you even open a business in the alternative medicine section. But you learn a lot about all kinds of diseases. You learn anatomy. You learn a lot of interesting stuff. But primarily for you, because you have these symptoms, I want you to take something that, not taking a lot of stuff, that only one product that can be efficient in a big way for your brain health. And that's called Travacor.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Carmen.
I love you. I love you, my dear. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I love you, sweetheart. Call anytime. I'm here for you. Christopher, do you want to take a break or we continue to go on?
Om Times TV. Imagine becoming a super influencer. Reinvent yourself, invest in your brand, and then manifest your success with a robust spheric approach. Om Times Media and Broadcasting offers a unique and multifaceted way to become the spiritual and conscious influencer you deserve to be by putting your message across our powerful platform with its proven record of integrity and excellence. Through our produced shows, Om Times offers the opportunity to become a social media TV personality, a radio show host, an Om Times magazine columnist, and a syndicated podcaster, all in one shot. By live streaming your show on Om Times TV and broadcasting it across the extensive Om Times radio and TV networks, you become more than a host. You become an ambassador and a force for positive change. Om Times. Open yourself to the possibilities.
If I could be you, and you could be me for just 1 hour. If we could find a way to get inside each other's minds. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Well, before you abuse, criticize and accuse, walk a mile in my shoes.
I love this Walk a Mile in My Shoes. It's so inspiring. And I want to congratulate the people at Om Time for putting everything together so beautifully. But again, I'm Carmen Harra on Om Time Radio every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. with Christopher. 202-570-7057 is the phone number to call. If you want to connect with me directly now that Home Time does TV shows, it's an opportunity for you to see me, and even eventually probably me to see you at some point, but it's an opportunity to communicate probably more directly. And today I've been speaking about the human archetype. What is an archetype? The role it plays in understanding the way we express ourselves, our behavior pattern, our way of manifestation, and that leads to a fulfilling life. If you control your emotion, your archetype, if you know how you express yourself, manifest, you attract the right person in your life. You create the life of your dreams, because everything comes with knowledge, and knowing yourself is essential. And I personally would introduce in schools the concept of archetype, other than learning math and geography and all these other sciences would be ideal for young people, for kids, for teenagers to learn a little bit about their emotional self, the way they express yourself. A little bit of psychology always helps. And I blend this psychology into an ancient teaching, which is the ancient teaching of time, which is numerology. And I tell you, I cannot see this world without numbers, and nor can you, because you will not have a social security, you will not have the stock market, you don't have a number in your house, you will not have a birthday, you will not know which day or year you are in. So the concept of time plays such a role, because time is everything, and everything is in time. So that's why I wrote this book, Plus One. It hit #1 at Amazon for a short time. I have to admit it, a week ago. Was featured on the Today Show last, not this Sunday, the other Sunday was featured on the Today Show. You can see the show, if you want to see the Today Show in which I speak about my book, you can actually go to my site, KathleenHarra.com, and see the show I did for NBC. Was talking about the significance of finding the right partner in life, because we go through a world in which you see so much separation, so much struggle, and so much conflict when it comes to relationship and creating that ideal family that we all want. So Plus One, you can find this book everywhere in bookstores, at Amazon, and you let me know what you think about this book. I'm also teaching some courses. I did a course in numerology in which you get a certificate as a numerologist, and I just did a course in holistic medicine, because I've studied medicine in the last 25 years, and I put all the knowledge together. I created that intellectual property. Actually, I have a book ready, because I wrote like 100 pages of a book, that is primarily dedicated to the medical field, and helping people to understand how to prevent diseases, what the root of the problem of every disease. And I analyze the natural treatment versus the traditional treatment, and we want to prevent. It's all about preventing medicine. We want to prevent becoming sick. So if you want to join my course, feel free to. You get a diploma. You become a specialist in alternative medicine, in holistic medicine, and that diploma can help you build a business on your own, or join, like for instance, Deepak Chopra has a center in California, has a center in New York, a center of holistic medicine. And you can be employed by centers like this that exist all over the globe. And if you want to join me on this course, go to KathleenHarra.com and click on the course, and learn much more about what this course is all about, how you can benefit, and so on and so forth. The course comes with many hours of teaching. I follow the standard protocol, the ways used at Cornell and Harvard, in which you teach a lesson as a professor in the field. You study one of the body organism and how it functions, and that you have an exam, you pass an exam. So the course comes with 600 pages of material. So there's a lot of work to do, but at least you get a diploma. If you want to join me on this course, feel free to do so. I had hundreds of people so far at this course, so I invite you to join me and learn much more about your body and how to prevent disease from happening as we age, especially. I think I'm going to go to Patty. Patty is one of my dear friends, always calling me from New York. Hi, my lovely Patty. How are you?
Hi, Carmen. How are you? How's everything?
Everything is great, Patty. You?
Yeah, somewhat okay. I just want to give you an update about my mom.
Yeah, I was thinking
she's
about
doing
your mom.
okay.
Said that the first thing when you asked me, the first thing that came in my mind was your mom.
Okay. Last month she was rushed to the hospital on Super Bowl Sundays because my mother's tenant made her some empanadas. She never tried it before, so she had half of one. And then when she went to bed, she felt very sick. And then she had high blood pressure, high pulse. I rushed her to the emergency room, and she threw up in the emergency room. They did a CAT scan. What they found a blood clot going into the vein going to her kidneys, but her kidneys are fine. She has her kidneys are functioning fine.
But if you
Then
do a
the doctor
sonogram,
said,
they do a sonogram, because when they do a sonogram, they find out whether the kidney has a stenosis. Usually, high blood pressure can come from a stenosis of one in one of the kidneys that it may not be even detected. If she had the blood, that explain if there was something there, a blockage that can happen in the heart, but also can happen in the kidneys. I also think that empanada that she had probably a lot of sodium, and there's time in our life when we cannot eat sodium almost at all as we age, and we have to balance it with potassium. Even if we do, we have to measure the intake of sodium, and she has to take all this natural stuff that will lower the blood pressure, from taurine to L-arginine that enlarge the vessel, to omega-3 in krill oil, and adapt this the so-called Mediterranean diet, DASH diet, in which you cut on all this processed meat, because all kinds of processed food has a lot of sodium in it. It's all about that. So measure the intake of sodium, and I think that can prevent the blood clot. And that's exactly what I'm teaching at this course, in which I show people how blood pressure with hawthorn and other natural stuff can actually be regulated with one thing. You take magnesium taurate, and magnesium taurate is the one that helps with the vessel, together with L-arginine that enlarge the vessel. This is a natural treatment for hypertension and preventing a heart disease or a blood clot.
Okay, so then what happened was that then the emergency room doctor says to me, "We got to make her comfortable." So I know what they're saying, comfortable. Okay.
When they say comfortable, they say they can send you to the other side by giving you a morphine. That's what means comfortable.
Yeah.
Protocol of
What happened was that. Okay, so what happened was that she got sent home because they couldn't do nothing, because she's on blood thinners already. So they sent her home.
She's on Eliquis?
What?
What is giving her Eliquis?
Yeah, she's on Eliquis right now. So she's been on Eliquis now for the past year. She's been on Coumadin for the last 20 years, and now she's on Eliquis. Then what happened was that so we have a nursing service from her insurance company. So we have a nurse practitioner comes to the house. What the CAT scan also states that she has small bilateral pulmonary nodules concerning for early metastasis. Concerning. So
you don't know. You can speculate on that. That's wrong.
Okay.
You cannot speculate. First of all, they have to see how big the nodules are. If they're over 3 centimeters, then we are concerned. But that's still not an indicator that it is metastasized. That's completely wrong medically.
Okay. So then, get this. So then I sent the reports to her doctor primary. He says everything is stable. But the nurse practitioner that comes to the house every month saw the report also, says, "Oh, she needs hospice because it's spread."
No. No. You're not killing your mother, because that hospice means, honey. Hospice means let's put.
You want to hear something?
And in 7 days she's gone.
Yeah. So what happened was that So they referred her to hospice at home. So then they called me up a few days later to say we can make an appointment for the social worker to come to the house to speak to your family about hospice. And my mother was freaking out. She said we made her so upset that they wanted to in hospice. It made her so upset. And you know what she says to me? She doesn't want morphine because she says it's going to kill her. It's going to make her die.
That's exactly it. That's
91 years
exactly
old.
it.
Right. So then I called up. I called them up because she called me. The nursing service called me, but I was on a meeting at that time. So I called them back. I said my mother made a decision that at this time we're putting hospice on hold.
Very good.
She doesn't want. Right. Because I feel as though if we bring hospice here, I'm bringing that energy here. So my mother doesn't want anybody in the house with hospice because the only thing they got to do is the only thing they could do for her is give her morphine. And my mother doesn't want. She's not bedridden at all. She's able to get up. She's able to take a shower. She's able to.
Why put on morphine? You know, it's a guarantee if they put on morphine that she's going to die in a matter of days, a week or two. That's it. It depends on how much morphine they give her, and that's the end of her. And why give somebody morphine who can function, who can walk, who can eat? Why? To kill her? I'm sorry, but
I know. I mean, no, right now my mother's not in hospice. Don't worry about that right now.
she should not be.
Not in hospice.
So what I'm addressing to you, my love, I'm telling you, don't let that happen to her because she doesn't want that.
Right. Yeah, she's like getting so upset.
Don't allow other people to tell you what to do with your mother. You do with your mother what you feel in your heart and what she wants. You respect what she wants.
Right. She says at the end, it's okay. When she's in bed, when she can't get up, when she is immobile, that's when hospice will come in.
I agree. When she cannot function, she cannot move, there's no way to recover, then it's a different story. But as long as she can move out of bed, as long as she's in good spirit, as long as she can eat, as long as she can enjoy, forget about.
Is her cancer spreading, or it's just the lump is there? We don't know if it's spreading or not on her breast.
Well, I don't think it's spreading. Where are they coming up with that?
Because she has a lump on her left breast that grew a little bit from last year. Now it's 4.5 centimeters.
Okay, why is not that removed?
Because she doesn't want surgery, because she's actually concerned. Because she's 91 years old right now with congestive heart failure.
Can they locally remove it without a general anesthesia, just local?
That I'll ask the doctor about that. But like mostly she says that surgery, they have to remove the breast. That's what a breast surgeon says.
Oh, if they have to remove the breast, then they have to put on the anesthesia. Yeah, then I can understand that 91, that can be more difficult. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I think it's spreading.
You know, do me a favor. Do you have castor oil? Buy a bottle of castor oil and put it warm castor oil on the breast and leave it there every day and night warm. And the whatever cancer is there will go away, because castor oil goes at the tissue level and has the properties to remove any cancerous cell locally. So do that as soon as possible.
All right. It's just that also her breast is bleeding because she's on blood thinners right now.
That is also another problem. The blood thinner, that can be a problem even with anesthesia, with other, can interfere with other type of medication. If she's on Eliquis, absolutely, I agree. But try this natural way, try to take Empower that kills and eats the cancerous cell. There are natural stuff that your mother can take to fight this disease. Because I don't think it's metastasized. Did she do the CER? Did she do the CA? Sorry, the CA, which is the marker for cancer in the blood. Did she do that test? Called CEA.
No,
EA. Ask the doctor to require that blood work. We see the level. If the cancer is spread over 2.5, then we're having a problem. If it's under 2.5, then your mother cancer is not spread in the blood, in the body. Sorry.
What is it? C like Charlie?
C like Charlie, E like Elizabeth, A like Anna. CEA is a blood work that is a marker for cancer. And if it's over 2.5, then the cancer is spread in the body. If it's not, the cancer is localized.
All right, I'll ask the doctor.
Okay,
right now he's on personal leave right now. So
I love you, sweetie. And call me next week, the following week. Let me know about your mom. I'm here to help you, okay? In whichever
thank you.
way. I love you, my Patty. But for everybody listening, I'm Carmen Harra. I'll be with you next week, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, with my wonderful Christopher and all the amazing team at Home Time Radio. We're going to try a different subject, but so far, this topic was about my book, Plus One, talking about human archetypes and what's your divine codification, what's the relationship between psychology and numerology. And feel free to send me an email at Carmen Harra or go to my site, carmenharra.com. If you want to find much more about me, or if you want to see my NBC show the other week, or if you want to get my book, I'll be very grateful. Thank you so much for listening.